Hello and welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, our corner of the internet where we get together and talk about the things that help us escape. Missed yesterday due to having to go to the hardware store like 15 times to keep returning things until I finally got the dang thing that worked. Huge pain in the butt. So let's talk about how we cope, how we deal with life, how we we enjoy ourselves despite all the crap we sometimes have to deal with, you know. That's what this is about. This is about relaxing and enjoying our time together that we have, because we only have so much of it, and it's the most important thing that we understand is our time and how important it is the most important thing, which is what I said like a second ago. So let's get into the news here. 1 second while I click this, and I need to click dash one, and I need to click. I think that's it. Oh, and dash one. Watching One Piece right now. You caught up in the manga, and now you're watching it from like 300 episodes behind the current one. Well, you've only got 300 more before you've hit 1,000 episodes of One Piece, because there is only One Piece. Alrighty, let's do. Do I need to send out a live now tweet? Is that a thing I gotta do? I should probably do that. Let's send up the flag. If I click this, I can hit this, and I can hit copy. Cool. All right, sweet. Good thing I hadn't opened that yet. All right, so tonight we are talking Berserk. We are talking yokai. We are talking anything else we want to talk about. Did I watch Cuckoos? Which outfit was my favorite? We will discuss Cuckoos. Let's go ahead and get into it now. And before we do, I'm going to open up my box of Oni Kuroshi. This is one of my favorite sakes of all time. Usually I get it in a bottle. The bottles range from, 300 ml to the big 1.5 liter. But I saw boxes and I was like, that is too dang fun not to get a red Oni box. It doesn't have the Oni with the shamisen, but it has two Onis really digging into this bottle right here of Nihonshu, or Japanese liquor, as it would mean. And on the back, there's an Oni that's like holding the sake above his head. Very fun, very adorable, and I get to drink out of a straw tonight. So if I do have any incredible accidents like I did a couple nights ago, I hopefully won't spill all over myself like an idiot. I'll just look like an idiot rather than being sticky like an idiot. Old sticky idiot. Click. All right, so then I peel this first. Peel it up, and then it's got the thinner plastic for me to stab through. There we go. All right, sake. Oh, yummy. Oh, yummy. There is such a rich medley in that sake. Even when it comes across in a tiny carton, you can still taste everything about it. It tastes like a fresh bowl of rice in a morning, when you can smell a little bit of the Mountain Dew, and the onsen's warm outside. Like that's what this smells like to me. It smells like a deep Japanese mountain. Love it. Well, absolutely love it. All right, so let's get into it. You want to know which Cuckoo's outfit was my favorite? Oh boy. I want to say, so the episode, just to make sure we're all on page together here, is Hiro invites our main boy, Nagi, out on a date. They go on a date, and it's funny. And then while they're on a date, we have Sachi and oh, I'm forgetting her name. It's been too long since I've seen this show. Erica. Sachi and Erica go out to the batting cages. And then part 2 is fishing trip. So they all go together on a fishing trip, and so we get fishing outfit. I thought it was hilarious. I think every time that Erica changes into an outfit and starts taking photos is just hilarious. It is classic influencer design. I love it so much. I think, honestly, though, my favorite outfit is probably going to go to Hiro. I think the date outfit she picked was adorable. I love the short shorts. So I think going from there, maybe baseball outfit. Oh, yeah, Hiro date outfit. Hiro and date outfit, then. Because the fishing uniforms are funny, but catch me in pants never. So we'll go. Oh, but baseball uniform is pretty close. Hold on, let me refresh my brain. Oh, great, Erica baseball cuckoos, maybe. Oh, am I gonna have to pull up the episode? Maybe Erica Amano. Oh, here we go. Okay, the baseball outfit is pretty adorable. We've got the undershirt with the 3/4 sleeve. We've got the tall sock going. Both Sachi and Hiro had pre-orders for figures of them in those outfits, but like they ended up before the episode aired, so unbased. How could you do something so breaded as to release an outfit figure prior to the show like actually even being out? Oh, I see it right there. There's Hiro, the Ban Presto figure in the date outfit. I'm gonna go with the date outfit. Final answer. I love that short with a little flare on it. It's got the little flare on the top, little flare on the bottom. Really lets the torso come out of it nicely up into the boobs. Lets the thighs sort of no matter how big the thighs are coming out, it kind of makes it look like the thighs are a little bit smaller, helping to that hourglass. I love me a thick thigh. But that's a very complimentary design for any size thigh. The undershirt I think is actually just a collar, and I like having that horizontal stripe. Very fun. And then beanie. Always catch me with a beanie. I love a girl in a beanie. That is a huge thing I love. Quite enjoy. Now it could be that my wife is perpetually cold and thus almost always is wearing some form of beanie when it's even remotely close to 60 degrees outside. So it could call me biased, but I'm gonna go with beanie outfit dress cutesy. What is a kitsune? Shippo is a kitsune. That is correct. Shippo from oh my gosh, what is that? Inuyasha. I was like, what is that stupid dog's name? You've got wait a minute. Isn't Shippo a kitsune, or is Shippo a tanuki? Kitsune, right? But they use the flower techniques. Yeah, fox yokai. Okay. But usually when they turn stuff into leaves, that's like a very tanuki-like thing. But that threw me. You're throwing me off. Okay. Oh my goodness. To answer the question, we got that one. I think the beanie is super not practical for an amusement park run, but yeah, her outfit, the best. See, the secret is you get the beanies that are thick enough that under the beanie, you just roll it back a little bit and it's just bobby pinned into the hair in all directions. Don't ask me how I know. But it's definitely true. Women are always cold. That is true. except for a few rare breeds that are not. But it's by design. It's by design. It's designed so that they are cold, you are warm. You give them your jacket. Unfortunately, I don't often have a jacket to give because I'm usually so warm. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. So then you just have to hold her tight and keep her warm that way. So there is a strong plan and design for the cold versus hot of male and female there. So I hang my hat on that. Yes. Almost all. We'll say all in the colloquial sense of everybody's cold like that. Minx is a better kitsune. We haven't even gotten through the dang. We just finished talking about cuckoos and how it was a wonderful episode. And I didn't even get to my favorite part of cuckoos. Minx better than kitsune. Kitsune are fox demons. That is true. Yes. True. My wife is always hot. Okay. There we go. We've got the one outlier. You have a ridiculous number of hoodies. I will surely be able to wear many different with. Like was like one of those old YouTube videos, like I wore 100 hoodies to the store. You just have 100 hoodies, so you're like, when you finally get isekai'd into my life with 100 girlfriends, you're just ready. You're like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Although with that many hoodies on, that truck hits you, you probably aren't gonna die. You'll probably bounce right off it, no problem. So good luck getting isekai'd there. Best part of cuckoos is it explains exactly the beauty of fishing. Fishing, you catch a good fish that's tasty, awesome. You know, you get to eat that fish, you hunted that fish, it was tasty. You catch a fish that's a sport fish and fun, you think about nothing else. Everything leaves you except for the rod, the reel, that line, and where that line goes into the water. And as you're fighting that fish and you're watching those ripples as it's going back and forth, you're listening to nothing except your drag as it gets pulled out, so you can tell if it's, if it's fighting too much, do you need to loosen it? Is it getting good? Is your pole bending too much? Where are we at with all of this? And you focus in on only those things, and the rest of the world doesn't matter for those, minute, 30 seconds, 5 minute, however long it takes you to land that thing. That is pure bliss, pure zen, I should say, pure zen in the fishing world. So getting that out of cuckoos, freaking love it. You don't get to finish the cuckoos talk when someone brings up the non-monster girls that Kitsune are. They're sea listers of monster girls? Huh. Maybe? Like, I don't... She's Latina, so she's always warm. It's all that salsa. Freaking love. We make a good pico de gallo that everybody around here loves. It's just tomatoes and onion, and then for spice we use cilantro, little salt, lemon or lime juice. I do add a splash of white vinegar just to give it a little more like sour, and then for pepper I use the chipotles in adobo sauce. So you get those little canned Embasa or whoever makes some peppers, and they're basically a jalapeno that's been smoked and has been soaking in that adobo sauce. Oh gosh, that's so good. That is a hot sauce that everyone, if we throw a party, is Blaine making hot sauce? Is Blaine making salsa? Blaine making salsa? Is Blaine gonna make salsa? It's a recipe my dad came up with years ago for a salsa competition. So yes, Blaine is making salsa if we're having a party and there's gonna be chips there. So I love me some Mexican food. Unless you fall in the river, get suffocated by inordinate amount of hoodies. What if you just die from heat stroke? You just pass out because it's freaking middle of summer and you're like, I gotta be ready for the lady. And you just die in a puddle of your own sweat and urine. Oh my goodness. Cat ears and tails and nothing else are literally D tier monster girls. Basically, human kitsune are basically werewolves, which are B tier. So many, I should have them there. Still not top tier. So I think what you're confusing is kitsune in a transformed state, because we'll get into it, but Kitsune are just foxes. It's just a fox that is turned into a demon because it's lived for over 100 years. Or it encountered some sort of misery or something like that. And then it has transformation powers. So like a Kitsune could transform into anything. Period. They inanimate objects or animate objects. We'll see if they're not top tier after we're done talking about Kitsune. What town do I actually live in? I live in the great city of Renton. And it's big enough that I feel comfortable saying that. So you can dox me to the giant city of Renton next to the even bigger city of Seattle. And I mean, you look around, you're like, oh, this is Renton, and then you're like, oh, but now I'm in Kent. Oh, but now I'm in Bellevue. Oh, but now I'm in Issaquah. Like I'm not too worried about it. Pretty big. Biggest fear is not having corn chips on hand. My goodness. I went to the store and there were no more Juanitas. I had to buy restaurant style potato or corn chips. I was like, where are my Juanitas? I need my Juanitas in order to eat my salsa correctly. And then those restaurant style ones we got were like super greasy. Like they'd been like deep fried and everything. It was kind of funky. Heat stroke in Seattle is like 80 degrees. Heat stroke for Blaine is like 65. If it's 65, 70 outside and I'm out for too long, I am getting heat stroke and I am passed out on the couch throwing up and needing an IV of Powerade directly to my veins. Where else would the IV go? I don't know, but don't put it up my butt. You're thinking of the transformed state. That's what you're referring to. Yes, I know you're referring to the transformed state, but I think that if you're talking about Monster Girl tiered list, you have to take into account what they can do. Like part of your whole deal with Arachne, like wanting a spider girl, a Jorogumo, is that she can tie you up and has enough human that you can still see your abs. Like, oh, I know you. I know how this works. I've been in this chat looking at you guys, reading all the things. Home of Wizards of the Coast. That is true. And Microsoft. Also true. And there's a giant Boeing plant down here for airplanes. There's, Amazon's close enough. It's over in Seattle. If you're gonna count Microsoft, you can count Amazon. We have all kinds of crap up here. People stay indoors. They like to think. They look in the rain. They're like, I don't really want to go outside right now. So a lot of thought occurs up here. So we have a lot of IP growth in the area. 90 in Iowa. It was finally sunny today. Like finally was like a good heat yesterday and today. And that's part of why I wasn't able to stream yesterday is you get that sun. You're like, I don't know if it'll stick around tomorrow. So I got to get this done today. And good enough I did because it actually rained this morning. So I wouldn't have been able to do the yard work today because it would have been all damp. I can't do that. Supposedly only hit 80 today. It sucked. I'm not remotely ready for it to hit 90 this weekend. Ugh, it's gonna be. Someone told me it's supposed to be the La Nina or whatever, where it's like a little bit cooler of a summer. Like, at least we're not getting the heat dome of death. Like that thing was asinine last year. But this year, this late, this cold, it's gonna be a hot August. I know what they say. They're like, oh, it's gonna be a cooler summer than normal. It's gonna be a hot August. It just is. Just gonna be awful. Hopefully it's like good enough that we can enjoy Seafair, and then maybe it'll not be like burning like death machine, but we'll see. Love me some Seafair, so I'm super stoked for that. The Boeing plant moved. Kind of. Boeing used to have a ton of offices in what is now the landing area, but they sold a bunch of that property, but it was mostly offices that they sold. The actual plant, and I think they just do a lot of finish work, but you'll hear the engine testing from time to time when they're doing the installs, because they blast it out over the Lake Washington. It's pretty cool. They're still definitely producing because the train comes down with like fuel silages, and it'll take all day for that stupid train to get past you. The plant that's like gone is like the Boeing Defense System, and that was down in Kent. That plant is basically dead, or whatever was there. It is basically dead and moved on. to elsewhere. Everett, of course, still has that. I think it's world record, like largest man-made object or largest building, one of the two. I think it's largest man-made object is the Boeing facility in Everett, which is insane. It's insane to think about. Oh, note of the tied up things are only B tier to you based off of which form they are, spider, centaur, or full spider. It always rains there. I remember the weather there. People say, like, I tell people that we had a friend come up here from Texas, and before Texas, they lived in Florida. And when we picked them up from the airport, it was raining. It was a Seattle rain. Like, it's drizzling, but like you can walk through it. You don't need an umbrella. You know, maybe put a hat on if you've got glasses. You know, whatever it may be. You know, it's just a little annoying mist, right? And he came up and was like, "When's it gonna rain?" I was like, "This is rain. this is Seattle rain. It's just always kind of misty. It's always kind of there. It's always kind of coming down." And then he's like, "This is not what I," because people, when you tell them it always rains, they picture the like tsunamis and torrential typhoons that you get in places like Texas and Florida. And then when they get here, they're like, "Oh, it's such a gentle rain." I'm like, "Yeah, that's because your rain waits." Like, your rain is the kind of person that just keeps pent up, like, emotions until they finally explode. That's what everybody else's rain is like. Our rain, you piss it off, it's like, ha! And it just, like, yells at you a little bit for that thing you pissed off it about. It doesn't bottle anything up. Just always lets it out. And that's what keeps the rain nice and soft. Family just got home. Talk to you later. All right, kampai, friend. Enjoy the rest of your family. I have a friend who actually worked at a place under Valve headquarters. I'm trying to think. Valve headquarters would have been that's up in Redmond, maybe. But yeah, I guess Steam and Valve is from here. Sucker Punch Studios is around here. Industry 343 or whoever has Halo now. Is the strip club Honey's still there in Renton? I don't know about Honey's. There's one that as you're taking the cloverleaf on 167, it's this giant sign that says Club Sin Rock. It's like where are you going? Club Sin Rock? It's a rock where we can sin. Like, oh my goodness, I have no idea. I don't think, like, I've never heard of Honey's. Everything around here is a deja vu anyway, so it doesn't matter what you say. The answer is probably deja vu. Bellevue? Okay. I'm guessing Bellevue for Valve HQ, not for Honey's the strip club. What a silly name. Honey's would be good though nowadays because you'd attract all the weebs. You'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to Honey's." Oh, like from Space Dandy. You know, Space Dandy. It's kind of like Hooters, but for butts. Oh my goodness. No, I have no idea. I have no idea if when I search it, the only thing that comes up is Club Sinrock. Also, I forgot to mention, Sinrock is one word. Oh, what a silly name. What a silly place. Oh. Mommy, what's Sinrock? Oh, and the best part about Sinrock is just down the street is like the industrial district of like big warehouses and stuff, and then the other way are more casinos and stuff, and like this way towards the industrial district is a place called Mr. Racks because they do industrial shelving and rack work. Oh my goodness. Oh, I still haven't finished talking about all the anime I watched. Me and the boys watched and compared Cats 2019 to the original musical, and the original is actual peak. You should watch it if you get the chance. I think I have it on VHS because of my wife, who her and her sister liked the musical. Cats 2019, I have not seen. I didn't see it once I heard they updated it, and I was like, I don't want to see an updated version. I want to see the original. Show me the OG. Show me the bad cut. Next Door, no, but that that's all like West Valley Highway, so like you can see all of the casinos, like the Silver Dollar or something like that, down next to, like, Harley Davidson, and what, Nissan I think is down there. Yonker. All right, Greatest Demon Lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Gave us the twist everyone saw coming. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, to see what the final answer is. It's one of those unstoppable force, immovable object questions where we're like, well, the answer will be go round. You know, like it'll be just some kind of either super mega ass pole is gonna solve our problems, or you know, who knows really what the answer is gonna be. But I am having fun. I'm still weirded out by that, like, mid-season, like, hey, you think it's gonna go this way? What about that way? And it just turned. Still threw me off. Who knows? I'll see how this one ends. It could end great. Like, it's already kind of better than most, because it said, oh, you know, he was OP. What if he's not OP anymore? And he's just kind of OP, you know? And you're like, oh, okay, I can see where this is going. Bit of a Goku versus the multi-universe theory here, but we'll see where it goes. I'm in it for the ride. I love me some trash. So whether this ends up being a Big Mac, or if it ends up being like I don't know. Nah, what's like a step up but still kind of like trash tier? Maybe like a Red Robin burger. Like a Whiskey River barbecue burger instead of a Big Mac. You know, it's a bigger patty, bigger burger, more stuff to it, but it's still not like one of those stupid crazy burgers from like STK, because they can't actually put any vowels in the word steak. All right, good night for real. Get out of here. Go have fun with your fam. You're gonna say Jack in the Box? Ah, that's funny. No, I think if like trash is something like do we have any real trash this season? Any real isekai trash? No, not like I'm thinking. Not like real trash isekai where it's just, like, Another World in my smartphone is McDonald's Big Mac. You know exactly what you're gonna get. It's not good. There's too much sugar in the bread, and it's just there, and it's gone. Jack in the Box would be something that's like, maybe you like the idea, but it like you're like, oh, that idea seems kind of interesting or unique, but then they just trash it completely. You're like, let's see, what else could I pull up? I'm scrolling through a list of things, but they're not like useful. Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody is your Jack in the Box, where the guy goes into a game, but it's a game he made. So there's something kind of unique. You know, it's like that sourdough spicy Jack where there's some jalapenos on it, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I kind of like these jalapenos. You know, it's pretty good overall. And then you get into, you know, depending how it ends, Greatest Demon Lord is your Red Robin tier. You're like, you know what, let's go out for burgers, and where you're gonna want to sit down at the place, you want to eat it there, you get a drink while you're doing it, you know, bottomless steak fries, you love it. Isekai trash is like an onion with layers. That's true. I call it, it's my tier list of isekai trash based on fast food burgers and other burgers. Not just fast food burgers, just based off burgers. And then you get something like Trapped in a Dating Sim, where you've got a lot of uniqueness to it. It's a very, very fun and interesting world. The fact that the main character hates everything, you know, you're stepping up into your you know, like a roadhouse. You're going to like Jimmy Mac's, and you're going to a place that does steak. But it's still like cheap enough that like if everybody went, nobody feels like they're pressured to buy something they can't afford, right? They're like, oh yeah, I can do it. But it's like really fun, really good. Big juicy burger. They ask you when you order it, and they say, how would you like it cooked? That's the level we just hit when it comes to like Trapped in a Dating Sim. Which is a fantastic show. I'm watching the dub. having a blast. We're up to episode 9 as far as English dub is concerned, and we're getting into some unique twisting where, you know, we've stepped into that, like, we've been at the borderline of like Red Robin and I'm gonna say Jimmy Mac's, but I guess Texas Roadhouse could be any place that's like a steakhouse that does burgers, like place that asks, like, you ask about a burger and they just bring it out, and then place where you ask them for a burger and they say, how do you want it cooked, right? We're stepping up into the how you want it cooked, because it was interesting that the guy hates the game and he's still good at it, but now we're getting into the twist of like, oh, now something's different. This isn't the game anymore. Something has changed, and I love that. That's just stepped us up into that next rung. And then you've got the probably slimy isekai, with how giant and like well thought out and that way that world is designed. That's where you're getting into like the Wagyu isekais, where it's like, you know, why did we put this much thought into the isekai genre? Why why are we being this clever with this? We could have put that thought into something that was just a fantasy. It didn't have to be isekai. Why did we isekai? But it's dang good. I just don't know why I paid so much for it. That's the slime isekai. So there's my isekai burger comparison, in case anyone was asking. And I also threw in my thoughts on Trapped in a Dating Sim while I'm at it. Look at me multitasking, getting through all of our shows that I've watched since I've been gone. Since you've been gone, oh no, how are you? Every song I sing is basically sung by Creed. That's how it works. Shield Hero Season 2 is Burger King. You tell them exactly what you want and they still mess it up. You send it back. You get it hits your plate and it's just this weird CG looking turtle, and you're like, I wanted a burger. Can you fix this? And they bring it back and it's still kind of goopy. Like you lift the box and like the the top bun is stuck to the top of the box because they put it on upside down. You're like, what? Why? Oh my goodness. All right, since we're talking about fast food, I might as well do the Gundam McDonald's team up. Shikimori review, we'll have to wait. I was very, very busy, so I only had time for a couple anime. We have a burger for a cop. Why'd you tell him I was a cop? Don't spit in that cop's burger. I freaking love Super Troopers. Freaking love it. All right, since we're talking fast food, we might as well talk about the fast food team up of the century. McDonald's Japanese branch is teaming up with Mobile Suit Gundam to deliver a selection of burgers and sandwiches inspired by the Red Comet. Look at him enjoying his burger. I hope it's just a spicy burger. Because McDonald's has this weird ability of making like spicy stuff that like everybody likes. But that aren't really spicy. Like they made those spicy nuggets and the breading was red. And it just tasted like a regular nugget. Like I was like, there's no spice to these. Who calls these spicy nuggets? Anyway. Char Aznable trades in his red Zaku for an all-beef patty and a sesame seed bun in a new collab between Gundam and McDonald's. Michael Lacerna coming in with the all-beef patty and a sesame seed bun line. I hope he thought that, like, oh, I'm going to trade this Zaku for the commercial line. There we go. That well done. Snaps, I guess, for you. McDonald's Japan debuted a new trio of burgers inspired by Mobile Suit Gundam's original antagonist. The first is surprisingly good-looking burgers is slathered in garlic teriyaki sauce, which is colored red to match the color of most of Char's mobile suits. Nice. So you get just a basic garlic teriyaki. Oh, also, by the way, McDonald's in Japan's freaking amazing. And the way it was explained to me is that in America, about like 90% of what we grow goes to feed the things that we eat. So like our cows eat like 90% of our food, and we only eat like 10% of it, right? In Japan, it's like 99-1. So like 99% of the food they eat is not deemed fit for human consumption. And so you just get higher quality ingredients. Plus, again, it's Japan. So they have teriyaki burgers all the time. They're just dyeing it red. So you've got this crazy menu over there. And I always love going to McDonald's in Japan. It is so unique, so different. First time we ever went to McDonald's in Japan, we get up there, and there's a French fry that says fries for the whole family. And this was the time when they had like stopped doing supersized fries in America. And I looked and I was like, that fry container is huge. And it says like for a family of 5. And I was like, no way, I'm America. Give me that family fry. So I got a family fry and like whatever else I ordered. And then we sat down. The French fry container was so large, it actually had like a bridge piece of cardboard. So like when you fold it out, it had like a little piece to help keep it like open when they were feeding fries into it. Like it was basically like 2 larges like glued together was the size of the fry. I ate the whole thing, of course. I mean, it's McDonald's fries. You can eat 1 billion of those. I love it. I'm America. Give me 3. You like that feed the family? I'll show you family. I got a family of ringworms in my gut, or tapeworms in my gut to feed. The second item on the menu, a double cheeseburger, isn't exactly red, but evokes the color through the use of spicy cheese slices topped with chopped jalapenos. Last but not, that's it in a sentence. I like the idea. Double cheese with jalapeno? Heck yeah. I love me jalapeno. Jalapeno margarita, jalapeno in my burgers. A possible reference to Char's custom Zaku, which was said to be 3 times faster. Oh, wait, hold on. Last but not least is the new type burger, which features 3 beef patties. Reference to the Zaku, which is said to be 3 times faster than the standard version, and 3 slices of white cheese, which can also be interpreted as an homage to Char's rival and fellow new type, Amuro, the White Devil, Rei. The new burgers will be served in wrappers decorated with a Zaku design. Watch the commercial. It's probably cute and animated, like all cool Japanese commercials are. Why does the Japanese McDonald's commercial have Grim Fandango as the logo? That's the real question in all of this. Why is Grim Fandango the YouTube channel that you can see this commercial on? Shuichi Ikeda, who has been voicing Char ever since the original 1979 anime series, reprised the role for the latest McDonald's commercial. Ikeda has most recently voiced the character in Mobile Suit Gundam Kukuru's Doan's Island, which premiered in Japan earlier this month. The movie, which is a feature-length remake of the 15th episode of the original show, reunited Ikeda with Toru Furuya, who has voiced Amuro Rei for the last 40 years. Notably, Char was not part of the original episode, but was integrated into the film's version. Expanding the retelling of the story. Details about the film's release outside of Japan have yet to be announced. Mobile Suit Gundam was created by writer and director Yoshiyuki Tomino and first debuted in 1979. The series was originally swiftly canceled after its premiere, but was able to make a comeback thanks to reruns and the popularity of Bandai's plastic model kits. Those model kits, man, you go to the Gundam front and you look at like the eras of all the different model kits. It is fascinating to see where they started. Fascinating. It's like looking at like prototype Transformer toys. It's crazy when you're there. The sci-fi mecha series is now widely considered to be one of the most influential anime of all time, and it spawned a multiple sequel and has spawned multiple, not a multiple, shows and movies and merchandising empire of tie-in models, toys, and video games. Gundam is set to have a big year, as it, but we don't care. We just wanted to hear about. Oh no. Bandai Namco will also launch Gundam Evolution, a free-to-play team-based shooter that the company hopes will replicate the success of games such as Apex Legends and Overwatch. Oh no. But I want a good Gundam game, so maybe that'll be it. All I want, and it's a lot to ask, is Armored Core in the Gundam universe. Just give me that. Just give me Armored Core, the Gundam. Several Gundam series can be streamed on the franchise's blah, blah, blah. Oh, official YouTube channel. Nice. Nice. Let's see about Gundam Evolution. They're doing a network test. Network test participation guide. I'm not in the network test. Oh, additional applications for the network test are open. Oh, maybe I should apply. PlayStation Network app test. Okay, I'll do that later. Wait, no, I can sign up here in a second. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, I gotta sign up. They got me. They got me. Oh, maybe they'll pick me just because I have a PS5. And it'll be like, oh, yeah, we need to test the PS5 ecosystem. Cool. All right. Done. I'll play it. I'll see if it's any good. We'll find out. Bum, bum, bada bum bum bum. All right, I'm pulling this up. We gotta talk Kitsune because we've been diving Kitsune here for a minute. So let's get us fully Kitsune here. Now that you think about it, we're a couple weeks behind on Cuckoos. Is there a chance the pre-order closed right before the episode aired due to bad timing? Like they had wanted to release with the rest of the shows, but they didn't, and so the interesting idea. Are you talking the Band Presto models, or are you talking like a Good Smile model? Let's see. Cuckoos figures. No, I don't want this. I want anime. Because we're 2 weeks behind Japan. I actually don't know if we are 2 weeks behind Japan, or if it actually released over there. Hey, you can get them all on AliExpress. $25, no tax. Oh no, you have to pick one. Here you go. AliExpress, and you can get Tegoa. $24.15. Band Presto figures. 1180 shipping. Estimated delivery on July 13th. Ooh, you wanna roll the dice? You wanna roll the dice? You can go to AliExpress. Pre-order ends 1/24. This pre-order ended a while ago. You don't want them. You just saw they closed the pre-orders before the episode aired, and it got you pissed. This pre-order ends 2/28. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, there's a Nendroid of Anya. Of course there is. Of course there is. Of course. Of course there is. All right, let's get back on track before we get too divested into, some of the haters over here trying to keep us thinking about little plastic models of women and how our waifus are what they are. Yeah. I saw this article published hours after an article about what is Ponta, describing how Ponta is a thing. And I was like, well, let's see what CM Ramsberg knows about the yokai, because I feel like I'm a bit of a yokai expert myself. In other news, they announced Fire Emblem pop-up parades the day before the character's birthday. Effing awesome! Okay, congratulations. Good old Fire Emblem to really heat you up. Get it? Fire. Let's see what they know about Kitsune, how deep they go, and we'll see if we can get Kitsune above what did you say? C tier, C tier, D tier? I don't know. Remember where you put them? I'll have to scroll 1 second. C-listers. That's where you put them. C tier. Let's see. Kitsune anime is a popular subgenre that features a legendary nine-tailed fox from Japanese folklore. This category of anime is named after the Japanese term kitsune, which means fox. As anime continues to popularize the famous fox yokai, many fans are left wondering what the real-life legends have to say about the mysterious spirit. Here's everything you need to know about the legendary Ninetales and the role it plays in Japanese folklore. Step 1, 100 years. That's how you become a yokai. You grow second tail, and every tail is another 100 years you've been alive. Number 2, fox fires. So you look out into a forest and you see a bunch of weird lights moving around. Fox fires like that, kitsune fires, are an image of a yokai bride who is descending the mountain to get married, and then it's a beautiful procession if you ever see it, but no one ever does. Then kitsune also shapeshift into village leaders, kill the village leader, and then lead the village astray, and just general mischief maker overall. Their shape-shifting powers are unmatched, with only a tanuki potentially having similar powers, which is the fun part about that detective boys clubs, not detective boys club. What's the monster detective one with like the kids who's a monster? Detective anime, tanuki kitsune. If that helps. Kimono Jihen, that's the one. Commits murder. We do a little trolling. It's true. It's true. They will have some fun. Some of the most popular anime of all time, such as Naruto, center around the nine-tailed fox and its immense power. Nine-tailed, of course, meaning it's like 1,000 years old. These fox yokai are said to possess supernatural abilities that include shape-shifting and fire-wielding to help them trick, steal, or blend in with humans. While each series depicts kitsune differently, they share several similarities that often originate from the real-life depiction of these mythical beings. One of the most fun part about yokai is how they started out as like evil, controlling, vengeful spirits, and over the years, they're now mascots, and they're now plushies, and they're now like all the hard edges have been softened, and you get very fun yokai. For example, Kappa are river demons that will pull you under, reach deep into your anus, and pull out a red orb that is your life essence and eat it, leaving you to die or wander the earth as a hollow. They were designed originally to scare kids to keep them away from dangerous rivers, and now they're a silly little turtle monster. Isn't he cute? And you just get these reinterpretations and reinterpretations and reinterpretations of stuff. Very fun. Very interesting to see how it's gone from demon that will murder you to household friend pet like Senko, the fox spirit, who will help you feel better because you bad feel. And in the past, they were just war machines, basically. Basically, like, engaged in an unidentified count as Kitsune, monster girl / boy. They are E tier in that show. Well, now you're given individual show tiers. What about High School DxD Kitsune? Love me Simone Kuroshi. Love it. Have I ever read any John Keel? Hail, Steven. John Keel. It doesn't sound familiar. Mothman Prophecies. I mean, I'm very familiar with Mothman, like, as a monster. But I've never read the book, actually. If this is just the book that, like, started all that. But I do love me some UFO stuff, so... I That's definitely a thing I can get behind. Very, very fun. Are you a huge Supernatural fan? Because I love, not the show. There's actual supernatural stuff where it's like monsters and demons and chupacabras and big feet and all of that stuff. I love all of that stuff. And of course, with my affinity for Japanese things, I of course go to yokai as some of my favorite stories because they've got a storied history. Like where we take these stories and maybe we make a movie out of it, or maybe we make like a scary book and then kind of move on. As far as like really deep lore goes, like we've got wolfmen and vampires, and I mean, even mummies are barely 100 years old, really, when you think about it, versus Japan that's had like 1,000 years of coming up with these crazy monsters and stuff that do everything from take over a doll because a little girl doesn't want it anymore and forgot to burn it at the shrine, to just stones that control the ocean and the sea dragon, the dragon that lives under the water. You give each interpretation of Kitsune their own tier. Most go in C with some exceptions, and Gage is one of them going in E. Wrote several books on the connection between myth and UFOs and monster stories. Very fun. I may have to check that out. If you're familiar with it, maybe we do a collab show and we just talk. We talk Supernatural the whole time. I used to like listen to Art Bell on the Coast to Coast and just all of that fun stuff all the time. I freaking love it. The Unexplained Mysteries series really got me hooked originally as a kid. Love all of that stuff. Love it so much. It's so much fun. So much fun. We finished that one. All right, cool. Japanese folklore states that Kitsune become stronger and wiser as they age, while gradually growing more tails, usually every 100 years. Since the number of tails they have directly correlates to its age and power, Kitsune with 9 tails are held in the highest regard. Given the immense power a 9-tailed Kitsune possesses, this particular Kitsune has become the most popular depiction across anime. Basically, your Vulpix and your 9 tails. Along with their iconic tails, Kitsune are most commonly depicted. That is kind of a funny thing, is like in Japan, Pokemon, the first gen was like kind of boring, and now like 10th gen or whatever, where we're getting ice cream cone, now it's kind of dumb to us because like with them it was like their everyday stuff. Like they were like, I think Vulpix is literally called Kitsune. Pretty funny overall. Cilia are good monster girls. Every interpretation is pink. Haven't seen one below A tier. Gosh, you and your weird monster stuff making me search. Supernatural female creature, 12 feet, 6 heads, and long snaky necks. Huh. Counterpart is Charbdis. What? How many Cilia are there in anime? Monster Girl Encyclopedia. Do you have the Monster Girl Encyclopedia? These look like interesting renditions, like anime style, but I don't see anything that looks like it's from an anime. The connection to their mythology and the reveal of their stories of magic, so fascinating. Well, because it's so different. Like the coolest part about going to a place like Japan and what they have over there is it's so unlike. Like I feel like Europe is cool and fascinating, has a ton of history, has a lot of very unique things to do. But for me, it's very much so like my history textbooks were full of all of that. We had 2-paragraph section on Japan in my entire world history textbook growing up. So you have this giant, like it really is that land of mystery kind of thing where it's like you didn't really learn a lot about it. So I had to go out of my way to learn about it. And since I had to go out of my way to learn about it, it wasn't just force-fed it in school. Now I'm super interested in it. And so you get to you get to see so much of their different stuff firsthand, getting there and watching it in their media, seeing how it comes across there. Just so much fun. So much fun. Lots in H, and yes, you got the encyclopedia. Oh, of course there's lots in H. You're 90% sure there's a scaly cilia in the Odyssey? Yeah, that makes sense. Christianity burned much of our myth lore until you finally get a hold of like the Testament of Solomon. The Apocrypha and like demonology and like all of those extra books are so interesting with how they go about representing like demon culture. Like you've got Dante's Inferno, right? Where you're getting led around hell and looking at all the different levels of hell, and then you're going through purgatory and then heaven, right? But like really you want to learn about like crazy demon culture that you never got in Sunday school, you got to dig into like the Testament of Solomon and Solomon's rings, and just it's so fascinating what books were written that didn't get in, and sort of what you can learn there. Like there's a demon for everything. Really crazy. Steven looking for the ancient texts. They're probably in a clay pot somewhere. We just haven't found them yet. Along with their iconic tails, Kitsune are most commonly depicted to be in cute fox form and attractive in their human form. They're often designed to have silver hair, unless you're talking Fruits Basket. Wait, no, that was a cat. Never mind. They're often designed to have silver hair and fur in anime like Kami-sama Kiss and Inu X Boku SS. When they shapeshift into human forms, their attractive appearance and charm enchants those around them to lure them in. Ancient, like Japanese, typically they would be transforming into people you knew. They'd become your dad, they'd become your wife, you'd become your husband, they'd become your lover, and you would be tricked into falling in love with them. Milton was the hero of European myth. Love Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is really good, really good. And that, yeah, again, there's just so much of that where like there were a lot of wars in Europe, and it's not to say that like Japan didn't have a war as well, but like I feel like there was more barbarism in that Eurasian continent than there was like out on the islands. So like sure, Japanese people fighting Japanese people for supremacy over their land, it's a bloody war, they're crazy battles, but they want to keep their history, so they don't really burn or get rid of or destroy the, you know, they'll burn a castle, but they won't like go out of their way to destroy and pillage like the treasures and stuff. They'll take them and they'll keep them nice. Same thing kind of with China, you know, with the three kingdoms and everything. Like a lot of stuff getting destroyed, of course, because that's just what happens in war. But I feel like they did a lot better job of like taking care of it, because even though there were three different kingdoms in China plus, you know, during their warring states period, they still have that sort of like unified feel to them. So I feel like they just had a better job of like keeping everything together versus straight up, you know, like Vikings just burning everything. Human form is weak at the point. They're just people with tails and fox ears. Sometimes they don't even have tails and fox ears. The whole point of the human form is that they're actually like turning into something that tricks you into thinking they're human. You're in your mid 50s. You read a lot of stuff. Mushishi is fantastic. 100%. 100%. Reading, on the other hand, big meh on the read, even though I come on here and read articles all the time. I'm more of a watcher myself. I will snag a manga or two if they really fascinate me. Probably the only thing I've been excited to read in the past year is that wasn't like an instruction manual for something I bought. Would be Death by Joe Ball. I'm stoked to read that one. That should be a fun one. His art style is so cool. But that's a comic book, so you're looking at it like 90% of the time anyway. In both Japanese folklore and most anime, they possess the ability to not only shapeshift into their own human form, but also the form of any person they want to mimic. Folklore claims they use this ability to disguise themselves among humans and trick them into doing their bidding. Audible has plenty of stuff. Of course it does. I listen to plenty of books. I one of my favorite books to recommend to people is the Book of the Five Rings, from Musashi. It's such a good motivational book. You know, you can uh there's something like a book that's like, hey, you can do it. You just got to get yourself in the headspace, and then you got to, do this and this, and just do it. End of the day, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it, just do it. But then you listen to Musashi and the Book of the Five Rings, and he says, if you have two swords, draw them both. Do not die with one of your swords in its sheath. And you're like, oh, yeah, like, why would I have a skill? Why would I have something and not use it? And then he goes on, if you have one sword, swing it with two hands. Do not swing it with one hand. Use both of your hands and all of your power to swing the sword. And you're like, oh, if I'm going to do something, I should put all of my effort behind it and make it right. And you're listening to a book on how like an ancient Japanese man said you should fight with katanas, and at the same time you're like, you know what, I can apply most of this to my life, and I'm gonna come away a little bit smarter, and stuff you've heard before, do stuff with all your effort, focus on a task, like all that kind of stuff. But you hear it and you're like, oh yeah, this is like sword fighting, I could do this, I love it. I freaking love it. The Prince is a European version of the same, so intelligent, highly recommend. It has been a while since I read The Prince. It has been a while. You're talking Machiavelli, right? And we got anime Machiavelli, so I don't need to read it. I'm kidding. I kid. I've got so many tokens at Audible at this point. I might as well add it to my library. I haven't actually read it, but we did get how a realist hero rebuilt the nation or whatever, which is basically the Prince in action. So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe if we ever get a season 2. Oh, you're good. No reason to apologize. Like I said, we can set up a chit chat sometime and go deep into all this, but we can focus because it's all about escape, right? We gotta, different help you relax and unwind. So I'm about it. I'm all about it. One of the Kitsune's most legendary abilities is known as Foxfire. We talked about this earlier. In Japanese folklore, fox yokai have incredible fire-wielding abilities that are represented in famous franchises, like the fire-type evolution known as Ninetales in Pokemon. Some Eastern legends also claim that older Kitsune have the ability to generate and wield lightning as a more advanced version of their Foxfire. While many recognize this Kitsune ability to shapeshift and control fire, Japanese folklore also focuses on the fox reputation for trickery. This and deception. This is my favorite part of Kimono Jihen. Kimono Jihen adds the trickery and deception to the Kitsune that you don't normally see. And then we add the Tanuki as the counter, and it is just a blast. I love that show. So good. I'm waiting for more seasons. Their ability to fool the senses and create illusions often gives them a bad reputation in the original legends. Shippo from Inuyasha, and this ability, Fox Magic, which helps him transform and create barriers. This quirky and unpredictable ability helps him create diversions to confuse and distract his enemies. Yes, we all know Shippo is a fantastic little Kitsune. The classic behavior of a Kitsune in Japanese folklore is wild and unpredictable. This gives them a scary reputation for being dangerously powerful and unhinged, like Kurama in Naruto, while they are mostly known for being mischievous pranksters who like to fool humans. Some legends claim they are downright evil. Despite some Kitsune being a source or agent of evil, many become loyal and trustworthy to the friends they deem worthy. In folklore and anime, Kitsune make perfect allies to those they care about, while being dangerous adversaries to their enemies. They're powerful. They're just powerful. Pray for chat. As anime most commonly uses the Japanese legends surrounding Kitsune in its storylines, legends of the nine-tailed fox are popular throughout Asian and Eastern culture. While different cultures have their own folklore and beliefs regarding the fox spirit, each depiction shares similar attributes to the popularized version seen in media. Given the Kitsune's mysterious and enchanting nature, it is no wonder why they've become such an intriguing and popular staple within anime. And that's what they think, and they got it decently right. I mean, they didn't really go into the Kitsune wedding. I think the Kitsune wedding is kind of interesting when you like look up at a mountain and there's like weird lights on it, and you see those lights moving around. You're always like, what is that? But the idea of that being a Kitsune's wedding procession is I think fascinating. They missed out on getting a little too deep into like specifically how many years those tails represent. I think that would be interesting for people. But overall, not bad. Not bad, I guess. Read some Boat yesterday. Genuinely the worst manga I have ever read. Not sure I want to go back and read any Shippuden. Might find that it's trash compared to how I remember it. Maybe. I mean, how fast were they cranking it out? I think most of the issues that happen with Boruto are literally the designs. Like most of what I see posted is just pictures of like badly looking panels, stuff that isn't like super smooth, super clean, and all that. So I don't know specifically what your problem is. You think Kishimoto is actually an awful writer? Oh, that's even worse. You're scared to revisit his previous work? Maybe you should. Maybe you should realize that Naruto wasn't that good, and that when I said, I'm not really into Shippuden all those years, and I never watched Naruto. Like I watched, like I started it, and I just couldn't get into it. They called me a hater. They said I was wrong. They said I was stupid. They said they was one of the best anime of all time, top to the bottom, best in the sector of the shonen. That's what they were telling me, but. You know what the reality is when the rubber meets the road and the gun meets the butt, and then that's where the real truth pounds out at the end there. You treated. Oh yes, I saw that. I saw. I think I got that like right as I was booting up. I didn't quite have enough time to read it. Let's see what you said. What do you got for me? They take the whole month per chapter. He only writes the story and his assistant draws. Pages are trash, but the story is worse. Let's see. Where did that go? Mention. Okay. It was on your show idea for The Thing. Have you seen, now I will grant you, not really horror by the end of the series, but Parasite, the Maxim, I would say is the closest we have gotten to a straight up The Thing style anime. Ralph just got announced as the new Yonko. I don't know what that means. Did I say a bad word just now? Oh my goodness. Am I in trouble now that I said no? Because Ralph is white, so I if he's been called it, then I can say it. I love the Yanks. No, seriously. As far as anime horror goes, though, it's not super horror, but it starts out really good. It's kind of like, it's kind of like The Thing. Like The Thing sort of isn't as scary when you get into it. It becomes much more of a like that Kurt Russell, like, I'm gonna fight it. We're gonna take it on, and we're gonna make sure that we do it strong, and we're gonna light a cigar with a blowtorch. Like that's sort of how it gets. Yonko is top 4 pirate in One Piece. Okay. Okay, good. All right, let's get into this though. You said interesting topic has been bugging you. As a reply to that tweet, that confused me. The origins of Origin. Children of the Lens, 1947, and Voltron, 1982. In the highlighted section, 5 children unite to form an unbeatable force, the Lensman series. So we've got Children of the Lens, first serialized and astounding, Fantasy Press hardbound. I don't know which is the top, the first pages, or the bottom. Top. Okay. Matrix and the foreground came in. There was a brief moment of spitting. 5 caught breath. Brand new. Each thought themselves complete and full. Oh, the idea of it becoming a everybody joining together into one. Pre-Power Rangers? How could it be? Okay, the Lens in 1947 and Voltron in 1982. I'm going to go ahead and tweet. Parasite definitely is the closest to the thing in anime form we have had. Would love something with a better sense of the alone and separated feeling from the original. Although I guess you get some of that in Parasite, but Parasite is really good. Definitely got to watch it. Interesting. Do we have any historical combiners? Voltron or combining robot rope. That is straight up Voltron. Is this just going to be Voltron? Mecha expansion pack. That's not helpful. Has there ever been any sort of combiner style anything prior to 1947? So 1947, we're post World War. We're post-industrial, I guess atomic age technically. Everything's connecting now. Naruto was a fluke all along. I just remember that I never planned to add Sasuke originally. He never had a clue what he was doing. Oh no! That's why Sakura sucks! Hydras are sort of the reverse. Is there any myth monster combiner? Lensman series of books may be the original of the Force, Origin of the Force, the Lantern Corp, Ancient Aliens, Spiritual Guides, list goes on. Interesting. I have to grab that book. I was trying to think where they may have gotten the idea. Because we've always had those ideas of like combining two things into a single, like a centaur, for example, or like a chimera, right? You take a bunch of animals, you smash them together, and now it's a new thing. But the idea of something that like can be separate and then together and then separate again, Some interpretations have each head able to separate as their own body and then combine to create a Hydra. Oh, I was unaware. I am straight up only Hercules cutting heads and growing more heads. Um, if that's true, if what you say is correct, that may be it. Unless there's something else that does it too. But that's fun. Now you got me thinking. Now you got me trying to figure out when did combining things into a stronger thing and then letting them still break apart become a thing. How big is this book? Is this gonna take me all day to read it? Lens 1947. Oh wait, this is oops. Children of the Lens, that's what it's called. 207 pages? Yeah, I can probably take a look at that. That'd be cool to figure out. Pretty sure that is around in Greek mythology, but not super rare. Sure. Well, now you got me interested, intrigued, idealized. And I guess I should make that the last. I should fulfill the title of this episode. Almighty Lolly has finally released the 5th section of Berserk. It's here. Almighty Lolly has been going through every section of Berserk, talking about the story, then going into detail to what it means, then talking about some of the real life behind it, and moving on in such a fascinating amount of detail that it is basically the Berserk anime that you wish existed. Previously, we had 17 hours of parts 1 through 4. He has just dropped parts 5, which is the Millennium Falcon arc. Or no, the Fantasia arc, sorry. Part 5, the Fantasia arc. And it's like another 4 hours. There are 21 hours plus of Berserk content out there. Check down in the description. I've got the Almighty Lolly's channel pinned. If you like Berserk, if you enjoy the story, whether you've read it or not, watch it. Watch it starting from part 1 all the way through. It's fascinating. It's amazing. Even the parts I am familiar with, getting to hear like original manga, plus at certain sections he gets into the games and talks about the storyline of the games and how that ties in, because the games from back in the day were actually written by Kentaro as well. So like Mura's been working on every aspect of Berserk, and so it is now 21 hours of Berserk content that you can enjoy anytime you need to escape and you want to think, you know what, my world's pretty good because I'm not having to worry about demons coming to kill me at any moment. So definitely give him a check out. He's no little creator, but that's something that I freaking love and I find amazing. And I just want to shout that out because I've been waiting for part 5 for since I had COVID. Because when I got COVID is when I watched parts 1 through 4. Because what else are you going to do when you're just laying in bed other than listen to someone tell you a story? And he has a very soothing voice, and I quite enjoyed it overall. I'd love to chat with him about it because it is fascinating how much detail and how he's able to go into such a long running series. I freaking love it. Freaking love it. Spoiler warning? I mean, there's no real spoiler warning. I'm just saying that the way he talks about it is really good. He doesn't, like, obviously he spoils everything because how are you gonna literally talk about everything? So it's really, really fantastic, really well done. Quite enjoying that. Oh yes, the news, of course, that Berserk is getting finished by his best friend. So that's very exciting. So that'll come out later and that'll be really fun. The 5 more chapters to finish off the current arc, and then they'll do a final section to finish off the rest of it. So very exciting there. Galactic Patrol is the first series, about 9 hours on Audible. Oof. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Oh, he died? I thought he just retired, and that's why his friend had to write it instead. I didn't know that. Well, now I feel bad. Although the entirety of Almighty Lolly's videos have been sort of an homage, this guy did good work, and so I want to praise him for it. So it makes a lot of sense, actually, now that you said that. Now that you've said that he's dead, it makes more sense that he'd have a memorial series by a YouTuber than previously. Demon Slayer ruined demons for you? How? How does any one series ruin an entire genre of character? Just go watch Guyver and see how Zoanoids explode out of people, and you'd be like, demons are cool again. Or watch Demon Crybaby, Devilman Crybaby. Every time you think of demons, you think Demon Slayer. You need to read more Berserk as a palate cleanser. Definitely. Didn't you pick up the like the new series on sale or something? Like a new edition or something? No, because they're releasing a new edition. Somebody picked up Berserk, I remember saying in this chat. Yeah, no, I need to get the actual physical copies. I tired of scrolling through scan lines. It'd be cool to have them actually together. Maybe I'll wait for them to all be done, and that's what I'll get. That would be fun. I'll probably do that. Gen Z eats a fruitcake. Cake is mid. Fruitcake is definitely mid. Devilman Crybaby, that was good. Yeah, I got the deluxe volume 1 for real cheap. Good. I gotta get me some deluxe copies of that series. There is one good fruitcake, and it's made by like the Swedes or something like that, where it actually uses like candied fruits that are like freshly made, so they have a little bit of a jammy texture to them. Watch Dark City, Wicked City from the 80s. Those have some good demons in them. The 80s was a good time for demons because they had that much like longer, slender anime style where people, they just felt a lot like taller, like they were trying to draw normal human proportions. And so when they made monsters and stuff, the monsters just look so bulbous and nasty next to like this more slender, normal human. That by the time you get to late 90s anime, you start getting into that more rounder face designs, and those rounder face designs with like sort of the wider, squatter design overall, like they kind of chibify everything a little bit, and so you get that the demon doesn't look as weird because the human is also kind of off. So definitely watch some. Yeah, Wicked City, exactly. Trying to gauntlet down, you can't gauntlet down this weeb. That's here I was trying to just send you back to the 90s. You want to go back? We can go back. What is the best demon anime? Man, my allergies are killing me today. Demon King Daimao. Crybaby had some good monster girls. They're demon girls. Get it right. Inuyasha. Maybe for just learning about demons, but I like the demons in Jujutsu Kaisen. I like the way that they're all representative of some kind of curse or some sort of like grudge, some sort of evil, because that's one of those things that made Japanese horror so different. You know, when you watch something like The Grudge and you're like, huh, and it's like literally just somebody being angry can make this demon, and you're like, you get that in Jujutsu Kaisen, where someone just having a lot of hatred and resentment for somebody else makes demon, and I freaking love that. So if you want a modern show, Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, Michael, what about Dororo? Don't you love Dororo? The demons in Dororo are very good. Plus, they're designed from Tezuka, so it's an old school demon design. I wouldn't call Yu Yu Hakusho that interesting. As far as like demon design goes, there's plenty interesting about Yu Yu Hakusho, but like demon design, not something I would stick on it, you know? I don't think there's any show here that happened before 1990. Phantom Thief Gene. 3 by 3 eyes, okay. Get a little bit older. Nope. Nope. Wow. Ugh. This is the problem, is trying to find like a list that works from like my memory, because like there's not a single thing from the 80s. Like Wicked City was not on that list of 27 best demon anime. How you gonna make a best demon anime list and not include Wicked City? And Dororo had no great demon girls in it. They had Prostitute Girl and Arachne Mommy. Aren't they great? Maybe if I do old school, maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll be the search term I need. Gamers decide the 25 best demon anime of all time. What? No, I cannot. I cannot abide what I'm seeing right now. These aren't good demon anime at all. What in the hoobalaba is this? I'm not even gonna bother saying any of these shows. Get out of here. Get out of here. The internet sucks. Maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will do the best demon anime of all time. All time. Top to the bottom, we'll find the best in the sector, get our top 10 demon anime of all time. We'll get there eventually. But you know, for today, we know we gotta wrap up the show. We gotta wrap the show because they just don't have time. We don't have time to do that tonight. You like demon girls in Shin Megami Tensei games, but those don't count in this list. That's correct. What was the name of the one about a pet shop? The Demon Pet Shop? Little Pet Shop of Horrors? Is that what you're talking about? Demon anime? Pet Shop of Horrors? Oh yeah. Okay. It's basically a combination of Gremlins and Little Shop of Horrors. He gives people like you have to do exactly these things to keep this pet, and then when someone breaks the rules, something bad happens. That was a fun one. Very, very fun. I totally forgot that there was a Pet Shop of Horrors anime. Thank you for reminding me of that one. That's a good. I can't believe it only has like a 6.3 on whatever rating site this is. There's Hot Oni and Peach Boy Riverside. True. Maybe ReZero because Rem is an Oni. Are they actually Oni in their own world? What about Garfield and that other chick that's like a tiger thing or lion or whatever? Why don't you just go watch Junie Tyson again? And if you haven't watched it, watch it for the first time. Although maybe, have you seen Killing Bites, Michael? I think Killing Bites would be very, very good something for you. They're demons in their world. Okay. Watch Killing Bites. If you haven't seen Killing Bites, if you like anime monster girls and abs, Killing Bites is the anime for you, my friend. And if you haven't watched it, you can thank me later. But not during. Don't thank me during. You don't want to watch it, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Killing Bites is pretty good. Like, even just like as a show, it's pretty good. So if it was a show and I was into monster girls, pretty great. Pretty fantastic. But for tonight, I'm gonna call it a day, call it a night, call it an evening, call it anything but late for dinner. Aha! Laugh, please laugh. Don't laugh at that joke though. Don't do that. Thank you so much, everyone, for swinging by. Glad I was able to jump on and actually stream, actually have a show, actually have some stuff to talk about. You know, yesterday was a heck of a day, heck of a work day. So I'm super stoked to have so many people chatting around, and we can get through some of these things. And again, Steven, let's talk. I especially if you're interested, you've got some like history on a lot of this older myth stuff. I love that kind of stuff. So you know, any kind of stories or things you wanna bring up. That was a huge escape for me from like the ages of, I want to say 8 until like, well, technically today, but like 8 to 14. I was really into a lot of that supernatural stuff. So definitely my Chunibyo phase. For sure, my Chunibyo phase. But yeah, I'd love to chat about that. We will catch up with that later. For now, everyone, have a wonderful and safe rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow, where we try to determine the greatest 10, probably 10, greatest demon anime of all time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Kampai, everyone.